Hi, I wanted to show you some ways to move forward from the spine so that you get some active forward spinal movements rather than just moving forward from the hips, which is what a lot of us tend to do. So I start by moving my weight into the toes, bend the knees, which frees my spine to move more. Sitting bones move down and forward, lengthens my lower back, and it brings a natural gentle firmness to the abdomen. And I'm still breathing into my belly. My ribs move back and up to lengthen the spine a little bit more initially, like I'm getting picked up by the scruff of my neck. I'm moving up and I'm moving down. If I wanted to enhance this feeling of lengthening, I push the armpits forward and up and push the sitting bones down and forward more. From here, I push my navel out. The belly pushes out. It brings a firmness to the belly. With the belly pushing out, I push it down. The ribs move forward and down. The chest moves forward and down. The shoulders move forward. My head follows. And this brings a natural firmness to my belly, a firmness created by the posture, and I'm still breathing into the belly. I'm not going to reach the floor from there. To reach the floor, I need to bend my hips and bend my knees. But I don't lose the firmness I created in my belly. And this is a different way of coming down. Most of us tend to come down by folding at the hips and not doing very much with our spine at all, letting it be passive. I'm not saying it's wrong or right to do. This is simply a different way. Sitting bones move down and forward. Push the navel forward and down, ribs forward and down, chest forward and down. The abdomen becomes firm. And then I can fold from the hips and come down with a firm abdomen. So this is just an active way of coming into the pose. I can start to straighten the legs a little bit more, but I'm still moving the sitting bones down towards the heels. It's bringing firmness to my lower belly, helping to keep the spine safe. I can do the same thing from a kneeling position, a kneeling lunge, or a standing lunge. You choose. I'm going to choose kneeling here. Most of us, to come to the floor from here, will probably just flop forward from the hips. It's not an active movement, it's just us flopping forward. To do something a bit more active, push the sitting bones down and forward. Lengthens the lower back, brings a natural firmness to the belly. So the posture is already very active. Then I push the navel forward and down, ribs forward and down, chest forward and down. The belly is firm by the posture, and I'm still breathing into it. From there, keeping the firmness, I can then fold from the hips and bring the hands to the floor. If I took the knees back, you can see this is exactly the same feeling that I would be having in kneeling plank or full plank, which is something I've posted about previously. I can apply these same sorts of things into folding forward on the floor. Now, people with very flexible hamstrings just flop themselves forward, and again, that's just flopping forward from the hips, and the spine's not doing very much at all. I'm not saying that that's wrong, I'm just saying that you can also move it actively. Even if you bend the knees and take the hamstrings out, you can still just flop forward. So let's try and see if we can move actively. Push the sitting bones forward, top of the pelvis slightly back to lengthen the lower back. It's not this. So I'm shaking my head. You're not moving backwards, and the spine does not go backwards. So it stays above the sitting bones. There, you can see it's straight. If you couldn't keep it straight, you'd use your hands to keep you upright. So I'm doing the same thing here once I've lengthened. Then I push the navel forward and down, ribs forward and down, chest forward and down, head comes if it feels okay. And keeping that firmness that I've created in the abdomen, I can then start to lengthen and come down. But nothing changed in my spine really there. The legs just straightened. I can straighten them as much as I want. So, just to recap, this posture, especially in sitting bones forward, top of the pelvis back slightly, lengthening the back of my body, but not moving it backwards, which is not a healthy position for your spine, especially if you've got any back injuries. So you're better off just sitting upright like this. I've written more about this on my blog, so have a look at that. Happy and safe practicing to everybody. Do not do anything that causes you any pain or strain. Namaste.